Hey there, if you've made it to this video, I just want to know who's with me. Like, sometimes I feel like we're so divided as a society. It's good to know that there's people that have experienced the same things that you have in life. And that's where my childhood obesity comes into this video. I often talk about it in some of my other videos, and well, if you don't know me, my name is Joshua Osborne. I'm 34. I'm on a journey to lose 34 final pounds because, well, I lost 100 pounds in 6 months just 4 years ago. Put on some of it back, but the majority of it is gone forever. But I struggle. And partially struggle mightily till this day because I think back to my childhood. And this is not me bashing my parents. I love my parents, but I think as certain life events set in, they started rewarding, celebrating, just gorging my sister and I with food, causing us some lifelong mental incapacities that even into my mid-30s now, I'm still trying to overcome. And, I love them to death. They've been some of my biggest supporters. But I think now that I've changed my life, gotten to the gym, and doing all the things that I should be doing in order to completely transform my life. I am engaged to a girl in middle school that, by no fault of her own, wouldn't even consider dating me. And it's not even about the weight. It's about I didn't even have I guess you could say charisma, but I always had that deep seed in me. I just couldn't unleash it because I was the fat kid in school. Now, growing up fat in the 90s, early and mid 2000s was a harsh time. Let me tell you. It's not like now. Back then, they would come up and, slap your tits and call you titty boy, twist your nipples, call you fat bastard, because that was a great movie reference back then with Austin Powers. And can't really judge those people either because they've also made me who I am. They made me somebody who could be self-deprecating with my humor to try to fit in and be the funny kid. So they made me the funny person that I am. So if you bullied me and you're watching this video, thank you very much. My parents, on the other hand, a different scenario. Like with my dad. In 5th grade going into 6th grade, he took me and my sister to Weight Watchers, and I lost 40 pounds, and I learned some very healthy tactics to kind of manage food intake and just kind of know what I'm eating. But then right after we would lose weight each week, on Monday night, we would go weigh in at 6 p.m. The meeting was at 6:30. We would get there at 5:59 to be the first people in the door so we can then go to Taco Bell and just grub out. And this is a true story. So if we lost any amount of weight, we would go to Taco Bell and be rewarded with, I think it was a number 5, a Nacho Bel Grande with a taco and a large drink. And then after that, we would hit up Krispy Kreme after the meeting ended. And then we would hit up KFC, and we would then go to like a restaurant that we would normally frequent, like Cheesecake Factory, Outback Steakhouse, whatever it may be. And if you're on a weight loss journey, I just want to let you know it's okay to have those moments where you want to gorge yourself with food, and it's probably going to always be there. I certainly didn't count calories on my weight loss journey, but I allowed myself about 20% of the time to quote unquote mess up. I did. I used the 80-20 rule during my weight loss journey, and it ended up getting me to where I am today. But this is not a calorie tracking video. This is simply, I just want to dig into my childhood and my background, because it kind of angers me, because I went out for football, and I guess I should preface this with, I did lose the 40 pounds going into 6th grade, and I looked pretty good. I was still kind of chubby, but I was feeling good about myself. And then 6th grade through 8th grade, I put on everything back and another 20 pounds. So I was essentially 220 in the 8th grade. And then in 8th grade, winter break, I ended up getting really, really sick and losing about 22 pounds. And I was back fitting into clothes that I had saved from 6th grade. It was amazing. And it got me back into Weight Watchers, got me into the gym. And it was something that really catapulted me into a new lifestyle. And high school wasn't such a miserable experience, because I did end up getting down to about 175, 170 going into freshman year, which on my, at the time, 5'10" frame was pretty fit. But I went out for football, still being one of the taller kids. I didn't have the confidence to stand up for myself and say, no, I want to play tight end, because they all wanted me on the line, because I was still, of course, one of the bigger kids. And so I have many regrets. One is not sticking with football. One is not involving myself in the high school social norms, like going to dances, prom, homecoming. Because the girl that I'm now engaged to was my dream girl in middle school and high school, but I didn't have the balls to talk to her. And I'm kind of mad about that, Mom and Dad. Like, you gave me a lot of tools in life. Like, I learned, and I have and still am learning a lot from you. But you really kind of destroyed me throughout those pivotal years. And I'm all about self-accountability, but as a kid, you've got to have some structure. I do want to thank my stepdad, because he got me lifting in about 8th grade. And that's a skill that I still use today. We still go out and lift. I've had him on the channel a couple of times. We have a great old time. So I appreciate that. And he saw greatness in me before I did. But even though I had lost the weight going into high school, going into middle school, I never saw how great I was until I lost it this last time. Got the weight off, saw how much attention, how much magnetism I create around people that I hang out with. And this sounds kind of egotistical, but, appearance-wise, people treat you different. So if you are struggling with weight right now, and you've struggled with it for some time, maybe your whole life leading back to your childhood, adolescence, please drop a comment. I would like to know that I'm not alone in this. I'm not an angry person. I'm not a spiteful person. I love my family, and I realized that they were doing the best that they could do. My mom and dad going through a divorce when I was 7, 8 years old. That's really when the weight started piling on. But it's good to know that people are with you. And I hate being 34 now, looking back, because me and my fiance talk about high school and middle school a lot, just reminiscing. And man, did she have a great time going on to all the social functions. And I had friends. I did have quite a few people that I hung out with, but it wasn't the full-on high school experience where I stuck with the sport because I didn't have the confidence. I didn't ask a girl out to prom because I didn't have the confidence. And it just kind of sucks. Now, I am the man that I am today because I was that fat little boy. There's no doubt about it. And that was definitely my plan. But would I go back to high school? Would I go back to middle school, elementary school, knowing all the nutritional stuff, all the physical fitness stuff, the mentality that I have, the charisma that I have, the whole package that I have now? Well, I think a lot of us would. And, well, we can't. At least, depending on what religion you believe in, which we won't get into right now, we have one shot at this. And I guess the point of this video is we can't go back. So let's start today and choose to be the greatest version of ourselves we can be every single day. The holidays are coming up, and a lot of you that watch my channel that have been bouncing around with weight like myself are probably going to choose to start January 1st, choose to start on a Monday, choose to start after a birthday that is coming up, choose to start after you have this big meal plan. But I urge you guys, just start today, choose to start every day. Beat the new year to your resolution, and don't chase me. Keep up with me. Let's do this weight loss journey together. I do have another series called Losing 34 at 34, where I am losing 34 pounds to get down to 210 pounds from 244. Struggling, guys. It's hard to lose weight when you can't make it to the gym every single day and you're not counting calories. But we're going to try our damnedest. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Give me a like if you've made it this far, and comment. Let me know if you're comfortable, let me know if you've had any past trauma with disorderly eating, maybe somebody forcing food on you. I would love to hear you.